Hello, are you ready for a lunchtime story? Get yourselves comfortable. Today's story is called When Titus Took the Train by Anne Cottringer and Sarah McIntyre. Titus was going on a train journey. He had been on train journeys with his mum and dad, but today he was going all by himself. He was going to visit his Uncle Henry, who lived very far away. "The guard will keep an eye on you," said his dad. "Will do, Mr. Templeton," said the guard. "Have you got your lunch?" said his mum. "And your books and games. We don't want you to be bored," said his dad. "Yes," said Titus. Soon he was listening to the clickety-clack of the wheels on the track. They left the city behind. They rolled deeper into the countryside. Into bandit country. Suddenly, from behind a bush, rushed a gang of masked men on horseback. Titus knew they were after the gold bullion in the guard's van. The bandits leaped onto the train roof, but Titus was hot on their heels. The bandits were no match for Titus. Kapow! Wham! In a few minutes, he had sent them all flying. Back in his seat, Titus dusted himself down as the train sped into a tunnel. The guard punched his ticket and Titus took out his lunch. A Tyrannosaurus Rex roared from the depths of the tunnel. Titus knew it was about to smash through the window. He sprang into action. Hanging from the side of the train, he lured the monster away with his peanut butter sandwich. Then with one thwack, he knocked it back into the darkness. Back in his seat, Titus finished what was left of his sandwich. The train rattled out of the tunnel. "Ladies and gentlemen," said the guard, "we are now crossing the highest and longest viaduct in the world." Suddenly, the train shuddered to a halt. It had broken down. Titus knew someone who would help him fix it. He bailed out and returned with a mechanic. They hammered and welded and tightened big bolts. Before you could say, "Bob's your uncle," they had the train running again. Back in his seat, Titus cleaned the grease off his hands. The train wound along the edge of a river at the bottom of a steep gorge. "Our next stop is Boulder City," announced the guard. "Please remember to take all your belongings with you." Suddenly, Titus heard a loud rumbling. He looked out the window. An enormous boulder was crashing down the steep sides of the gorge. Unless it was stopped, it was going to smash into the engine. Titus commandeered a passing canoe, shot the rapids, and leaped onto the bank. With seconds to spare, he caught the boulder and hurled it into the river. Back in his seat, Titus wiped the water from his face. The train climbed up through the mountains. Finally, it reached the top and headed down the other side. Faster and faster went the train. Titus knew the train was out of control. It had to be stopped. He remembered the bandit's lasso. He swung it over his head. The lasso sailed through the air and looped over a column of rock. The train whistle shrieked. The train jerked to a halt. The smoke cleared. They were safe. Uncle Henry was waiting on the platform. "I hope your journey hasn't been too boring," he said. "It's been a bit quiet," said the guard. Titus just smiled and tucked the end of the lasso into his pocket. Wow, what an adventure. Have you ever had a train journey like that? See you again soon.